Welcome back to Tech 24. Coming up. In this edition, we'll be heading to Israel for the next big idea in tech. A festival there draws hundreds of startups and venture capitalists. Our team on the ground reports on where the nickname Startup Nation comes from. And later in the show, we'll be testing the Croquis, a French artistic tech innovation that calls itself the tracing paper of the future. Use it as a guide for drawing, coloring, painting, and even sculpting. That's with Dhananjay Khatalkar. From Silicon Valley to Silicon Wadi, Israel is a growing presence in the tech market, with tech representing 75% of the country's industrial production. The Start Tel Aviv competition is celebrating its 5th edition, drawing hundreds of startups and venture capitalists to network, sell, and invest in the next big idea. Pierrick Laurent and Iris Mackler went to find out why Israel is being called the Startup Nation.
Yael is one of hundreds of tech entrepreneurs in this Tel Aviv workspace. She moved here from Paris this year to fire up her startup.
Here I'm surrounded by lots of startups. Over there there's an app for dog dating. Over there they're working on an app that reads musical notes. The startup I co-founded is called Natello. It's a technical innovation that will scan your body in 3D, accessible to everybody through a mobile app.
This app has uses from scientific and medical to shopping. You can order clothes online with confidence from now on. Yael hopes that here she will take this app from a concept to a business.
I wanted to come here to see what the Startup Nation was like. After 4 months, I see that things here move quickly and people like innovation.
Israel has a population of less than 8 million, but it's one of the top performers on the Nasdaq Tech Stocks Index. It has the highest investment in R&D anywhere in the world, proportional to the size of its economy. This is linked to a strong military base and a young population.
There are over 5,000 startups in Israel spread between Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Beersheba and the north of the country. And 90% of the population is connected and has smartphones.
Tal Shoham is CEO of Evalero, an online event and ticket-selling business. In 3 years, her tech platform has become a company, capitalised at over €1.5 million and growing.
Having a startup in Tel Aviv means that you can make more with the same money than you could maybe in Europe or the US. And also this amazing access. You can really ask people that have solved billion-dollar companies to meet you and guide you, and 99% they would say, sure, let's meet up tomorrow.
2014 was a record-breaking year for Israel's tech industry. Startups raised almost €1 billion. According to Israel's first innovation report, 2015 will be even better.
Dhananjay Khatalkar is on set with me for more. Dan, tell us, how is it that Israel has fostered this kind of technological innovation?
Well, Shona, there always has been a great emphasis on defense-related research and development projects, which eventually lead to cutting-edge technology in non-military applications like healthcare, telecommunication, and other civilian sectors. At the same time, Israel has the highest per capita venture capital investment. It also has, it invests 4% of its GDP in research and development, which is by far the largest in the world. And to add to this, many startups, you can find their roots in the army, like one of the army units, which is now well known, called the Unit 8200. It has become a prolific incubator, encouraging different startups to foster in the environment. At the same time, it's not just technology or telecommunications that Israel has taken lead in. As we discussed in our show 2 weeks ago, it has also taken huge strides in desalination. It has also taken huge strides in agriculture. So it's an overall technology hub or hotbed of technology.
All right, thanks so much for that, Dhananjay. Next, we head to Poland, where engineers are simulating terrain on Mars, designing and building the explorers of the future. Poland has gone to great lengths to develop its high-tech space sector since joining the European Space Agency 8 years ago. At its 2015 Mars rover competition, robots guided from afar completed various tasks, as we can see in this report.
These Mars rovers are built for terrain many millions of kilometers away. But today, Chęciny in southern Poland is the training ground. 27 teams from universities around the world are showing off their rovers in the 2015 European Rover Challenge. Guided from afar, the machines have 30 minutes to complete 4 tasks. Pick up an object, measure a reactor's power parameters, obtain samples of soil, and navigate between craters using only a GPS.
Many parts of our rover were made using 3D printers. These mechanical parts are mostly in the rover's arms, but when you look closely, you can see them all over.
Unfortunately, one of their rover's wheels caught fire just a few meters after the start line. It's a small setback for the local team, though Polish skills routinely dominate international Mars rover contests, and Poles are among the world's top 10 global robot manufacturers.
Poland's membership in the European Union and the European Space Agency is very recent. Before that, we had 1 or 2 generations of dreamers who would have wanted to work in the field of astronautics but weren't able to. Today, it's like the effect of a compressed spring that's just been released.
The honorary guest at this year's competition is U.S. astronaut Harrison Schmitt. In 1972, he was the first civilian and the last man to set foot on the moon. Today, he is excited about future exploration of the Red Planet.
Having explored a valley on the moon called Taurus Littrow, I can think of all sorts of things that I would like to direct a robot now to go check out, to add to the information that we gathered on Apollo 17.
Canada was the overall winner of this year's competition, securing both first and third place. But every participant is a winner when it comes to employment prospects. These days, robots are used by the Army, police, firemen, and even anyone vacuuming a house. No need to shoot for Mars, then, for these engineers to secure a job.
Danijay, how important are robots in exploring outer space?
Well, Shona, inhospitable terrain, harsh climatic conditions, these conditions are not exactly meant for human expeditions. So it's not only dangerous, but it also costs a lot. As a result, rovers in the form of robots have been the heart of planetary exploration, particularly to Mars. I still vividly remember it was, I think, in July 1997 when the Mars Pathfinder mission landed on the planet. The Sojourner, the microwave-sized oven, which started exploring the red planet and started beaming back images. There was so much excitement to, just to get those images. I still remember clearly. So yeah, rovers have always been at the heart of the expeditions because of the daunting challenges.
They're the only ones that think that they can actually go there.
Exactly. Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
Now, how have robots evolved though over the years? I mean, you talked about the microwave-shaped and sized one a few years ago. Today, I mean, these are like completely different.
SUV size.
Yeah, SUV size, much bigger.
Yeah, the Sojourner, for example, it's been only 18 years now. It was the size of a microwave oven. And now today we have the Curiosity rover, which is the size of a car or a mini SUV. It weighs 900 kilograms. It can roll over obstacles as high as 65 centimeters. It can travel 200 meters per day on a planet which is millions of miles away. So it's quite an achievement. It's quite a big step for exploration. Plus, it carries so many extra tools in the form of a drill, powerful drills, scooping mechanisms.
Right, to take dirt samples and other things like that for the terrain.
Right.
All right, thanks so much, Danijay. Now it's time for the test part of our show. Danijay, today you've brought us the croquis from a French startup company. Croquis in French means drawing, so I'm guessing it has to do with art.
That's right. This is the second drawing gadget in 2 weeks, which is a record for Tech24. But the first one was digitizing your drawing, but this is a purely drawing assistant. So what it does, you can see it's a simple apparatus. There's a stand on the top of which there's a tablet. It's an Android tablet. Right now, the application for Croquis is available on Android. Then there's a semi-reflecting mirror. And
semi-reflecting mirror.
Yeah, so what it does is once you start the application, there are a set of drawings which you want to draw. You can take it from, you can take a photo and pull it out from your gallery.
So you're basically copying a drawing that's already on the tablet.
Exactly. It makes it easy, like complicated drawings, like, I don't know, some portraits, you would really find it hard to even think of or imagine of, attempting it. You can easily draw.
Especially for people who don't know how to draw,
like me as well. So you can start. There's a drawing of a fish.
Yeah, I can see. So what's frustrating for you there at home is that you can't really see, but from my angle, so I'm looking at this glass slab, and as Dhananjay said, it's semi-reflecting, which means that I can see this image of this fish that's being reflected back at me. And so here's a pencil.
At the same time, it appears on the paper, on the blank sheet.
Exactly. Yeah, so that image is on the paper, and so I just basically trace over this image.
And now there's a small assistant in the form of this switch.
And you can
adjust the luminosity.
Adjust the light. I can still see the image, even though my hand is underneath. So
Exactly.
It doesn't really get in the way of my drawing.
Yeah, it doesn't block. It's not like a projector, when your light.
This seems very simple, like technology. I mean,
it's been used for hundreds of years.
Is
it's so simple and it's so elegant, and that's what it makes it so, incredibly attractive. And it's quite cheap as well. Right now, in 2 weeks' time, they'll be, launching their Kickstarter project, and it will be available on Kickstarter for 89 euros.
Last time
you remember with the iSketch Note, we didn't have a great time because our drawing skills are not that
drawings
good.
were not very
but
good.
Here, it's quite a complicated drawing, and I managed to draw this fish in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah, turning into quite an artist there, Dhananjay.
Yeah. So yeah, personally, I love this.
All right, thanks so much for bringing us the croquis. That's the end of our show, but you can find us on Facebook or Twitter. Our hashtag is Tech24. We leave you with these images of a robotic bartender called Maker Shaker, developed by researchers at MIT. This elaborate bar is controlled with an app and makes the most precise cocktails. See you next time.